Welcome back viewers. In today's video, we are going to check out how to check whether the system control that we have changed is gets applied to the kernel or not. So what happens is in the etc folder, there are different system configuration, system control files. So they are editable by the user. So you have to have sudo privileges or root privileges to edit those files. And once the files are edited, you have to reboot the system so that the changes done to this file system control files can be applied to your system. And there is a manual way to apply the changes that have been done to the control files in the etc folder to your kernel. So in today's video we are going to see how to check the current system default values or kernel values. So first we will check whether what are the current system default values or kernel values, and then we will see how we can do the changes to the control files in the etc folder of the linux system, and then we will apply those changes to the kernel in the next video. So first in this video we will just check the current system default values. So for that you have to use this sudo system control -a command. You forget about this, so I was doing certain configuration to the system control.configuration and the swappiness.configuration file. So you don't pay attention to this. You pay attention to only this. That is the command sudo system control, that is sysctl space -a. So it will show us all the kernel parameters that have been applied or the system parameters that have been applied to the kernel. So here you can see the crypto fips is disabled because it is 0. V system call 32 is enabled because the value is given 1 or it is enabled. Crypto fips name. Fips is a type of we can say security or encryption. So fips encryption I will we will do a video separately sometime later on. So it is not name is Linux kernel cryptographic API. So these are a set of APIs to we can say harden your system against we can say malware and other hackers and all those things. So it is a cryptographic API. CryptoFips version is 6.7.1 default -1 default. Debug exception trace 1, debug kprobes optimization 1. So these are different logging levels. So max user frequency 64, SCSI logging level is 0, TTY LDisk autoload 1, TTY legacy. So that this is some configuration. TO CST 0, AIO max NR 65536. So these are all different system settings. Bean FMT miscellaneous status is enabled. D entry state. So there are some values assigned to this. So what everything we will do a separate video because this is a very vast subject. The inode values, you can see inode state, inotify max queued events, max user instances, max user watches, everything is given here. So whenever you install the OpenSUSE, these are the default values for the system. So this is all default settings as done by the developers of OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. So keep this in mind, and when we do the next video where you will see how the values get changed when we do changes to the control files in etc folder. You can see all these different parameters are there. So kernel bootloader type, kernel arch. So this is the architecture of kernel. Kernel ACPI video flags, kernel app armor, display, security ID mode. So these are all different parameters. You can see it here. Kernel keys persistent keyring. So the kernel has security keyrings. So they expire after certain time, so that value is given here. Kernel latency top, kernel max log depth, kernel max RCU stall to panic, kernel mode probe. So everything is given here. All different kernel parameters, system parameters are given. Those are applied to the kernel whenever we boot the system. Performance CPU time max percentage 25. So this is used to change the CPU performance for the given kernel. I cannot speak every parameter because there are a lot of hundreds of parameters are there. So I will just go through them. So I will just scroll down. You have to check. So this is all different system parameters applied to the kernel. And in the next two videos, I will do certain small things, small changes to the this system control file. So and then we will check out the kernel parameters, and I will show you where the change has happened to the kernel parameters or system parameters, how they get applied to the kernel. So kernel parameters, how they will change, everything I will show you in the next video. Here you can see these are the network parameters, IPv4, then I think there will be IPv6 also at the bottom. So you can see this is the TCP transport control protocol. So those protocols will have here now the IPv6 is there. This is net filter parameters, and this is the user max notify instances, user max I notify watches, namespaces, and this is the VM compaction, VM dirty background bytes. All those things are there. Page clusters, page log. So this is I think the pages in the this memory, swap and memory, RAM. PM swappiness, you can see here it is 10. I have changed that, so it is already applied to the system. So I'm in next video I will show you how the how we do the changes to the system control files in etc folder, and then how it gets applied. So right now also it is applied, so it is shown. So I had changed the system swappiness, it was more than 20. I had done change, and now it is, I think it was 60 and now it is 10. So I will now stop the video here. See you in the next video where we will apply the changes done to the system control config file to the different system kernels. See you in the next video. Bye bye.